Monty. They haven't always shown it. She's very involved in Mason's life, and she's always been. So now it's just a little bit more direct one-on-one. So I'm just happy to see. I can't wait to see him at 18. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to seeing this little boy grow up and what he's going to do with his life, because I know it's going to be amazing.
That's amazing. What about, we do have this rumor floating around that, Quad is sleeping with her contractor.
Which one? Oh, okay. There's a lot.
There are a lot of rumors. There are a lot.
Yeah.
I thought you meant which contractor. I'm like, is there something that I don't know that I should know?
No. Okay, I'm gonna say this season is riddled with rumors. But anyway,
well, I mean, look, Quad is single. Like, what dating advice would you give her? You're married, and like,
yeah,
what advice would you give her out there dating?
Don't rush into marriage. I'm sure she already knows that, but I mean, I think, dating I think dating is a skill and it's an art form, and enjoying that, right? We all kind of want to rush into a relationship, but then we get there, it's like, good Lord, you always value what you don't have, but enjoying kind of getting to know that whole like aspect of yourself. Like, what do you like to do? And what's amazing about you? And what does another person do to bring value to your life? And what do you bring to theirs? Because then when you do get to a point where you're kind of locked down by one person, you don't feel like you're missing anything. But I think dating is a great opportunity just to enjoy the company of another person with no expectations. Even though you hope and pray that this is maybe going to go somewhere, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you just acquire a good friend or a traveling buddy, or, someone to go to games and stuff with. And that's A-okay. So totally. Just have fun. Yeah, just have fun.
That's really good advice. What about, like if we were going to look at people like in Hollywood, people we know, like who do you think like somebody famous would be like a good match for Quad?
That's a good question. So I really like Anthony Anderson. And the reason are somebody on a comedic like front, because Quad is a word wizard and she's so witty. I think you almost have to be a comedian or someone who also is equally witty, but also who can because she can be a little serious at times. Like, she's a lot of fun, but she also is very serious. Someone who can kind of offset that. And she loves having fun and she loves entertaining, and someone who's maybe like open like that. And of course, just rich. Like, they have to be super uber rich. Like, I mean, we know that. Right.
I think Anthony Anderson fits all those categories.
I do. He's settled and he's confident and he's strong and he's attractive. And I think so. Yeah. So just somebody like that, and someone who's gonna, match her, what do they say? Match her fly. Her fly.
And after all those years on Blackish, I would assume that he's rich. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. So,
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
What about, we do see also from coming attractions, like, it seems like Toya's might be going through something in her marriage now. I mean, I think the rumor or what it seems like is real is like her marriage is having some troubles. Like, did she turn to you for advice? Would you give her any advice? Or did she turn to you?
Yeah, for sure. And for sure. And honestly, that's what, when people are kind of watching these shows and there's like, oh man, someone's having problems now. Well, we've been married a long time. And for anyone who's been married, they'll tell you problems are the norm. And so it's always just, people are always, even the ones who say they don't have problems, they're just not being authentic and transparent. But it's just kind of the season that they're in right now. And my only hope and prayer is that if you don't die on a roller coaster unless you jump off, right? Just stay on it. Just stay on the ride. And it's going to be so sweet. Because I just feel like Toya and Eugene are equally yoked in their match for each other. I really do. They're yin and yang. And so even though you've seen conflict with them, I think they are made for one another. So I hope and pray that they can weather this storm.
Just ride the wave and don't jump off the roller coaster.
That's literally it. Just stay on it. Just get through it. Just deal with it, right? Just go to therapy, keep on talking to each other. Don't shut each other down. Don't shut each other out. And just stay focused on the commitment that you made to each other. And I think honestly, and white out the noise. Don't listen to nobody else. That's my advice. Like, don't listen to everybody's mess. Everybody gives you advice and they're all telling you different things. So listen to the professionals, but come to us for support and fun. How about that?
I like that. What about, we see Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie. I mean, they're kind of in a good place now. They're back on
Yeah.
track. What do we think about this? Friends, frenemies? Like, are they just so similar that they're just destined to be BFFs forever?
I think again, it's almost like they've transcended friendship and they're sisters, right? And so sometimes you can have a rift in your relationship, but that the love is not lost. And I think they've gotten to like that steady state at this point where they get it. They need each other and each other's lives. And I don't think, to be honest, they ever want to miss each other again. So I think they've learned their lesson about having a true rift or even letting other people get into their relationship, and they're gonna be good. They're gonna be good for life at this point, right? They still may disagree on some things, but they're gonna always be friends.
I like that. What about Ania? I mean, we know that she went through this home invasion. I mean, when it happened, I remember, and now we're going to see it. I mean, how scary is it to be, involved, with one of your castmates when something like that happens?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that's the point. Like right now, this is a tough time, right? It's hypervigilance is key. And I felt for her for sure. I felt for her when they went through that. And you kind of like watch, you go on social media, you watch, other shows. Like home invasions are the norm. It's a blessing that it's a property crime and no one was actually hurt. I mean, and that's kind of, you just got to kind of start thinking about the pros and move forward, and what can you do in the future to prevent it from happening again. And we make sure that we've learned a lot about that, like not letting our guard down and not posting every time we go somewhere we're doing something, and just being safe. I mean, I was in the military, so for me, safety is paramount. And so I saw that and it was tough, but fortunately, they've been able to move forward and keep it moving.
It is scary, like, right, like Beverly Hills, like I know Kyle and Dorit, and like it's scary that you don't think, like, we all post things where we are, and it's not good.
And it's tough. You don't even, you just look at the world right now and it's just so much. Like it's just, I don't know. Are you in LA?
I'm in New York City,
Okay,
so
you're in, oh my God. So yeah, it's never stopped for you, right? You
I
always have to
mean,
like check around your shoulder.
you feel safe, like, well, I mean, I'm in the Hamptons for the whole summer, but like when you're in your house in New York, you feel
Oh,
safe
oh,
because you have a
oh,
dorm.
oh, okay.
Sorry, I, I didn't mean it like that,
Let's
but
be clear. I'm in the Hamptons. I'm thinking,
but because of that, I mean, it's different. Nothing's really happening out here, but I'm used to a doorman, and that you're not skip. But it is true. Like when you're in a house, you're like, this is a whole. So it does, and I have friends in LA, and I know what's going on in LA, and I mean, a lot of Atlanta too. It is scary.
it's so tough. I mean, when I first moved to Atlanta, I actually lived in a neighborhood that was kind of on a border